Hi guys, I'm going to attempt to create a video tutorial for you on the task we started the other day, which was a personalised initial. So hopefully you've got a page full of scribble. You should be able to see mine on the screen here now. And I'm going to follow the instructions that were on that sheet that you should have downloaded and you were looking at the other day. So hopefully you've got this scribble and you have, if you can see up in the top left corner, I've called it scribble.ai. Okay, so it's an A4 sheet of scribble like this, and we're going to attempt to cut away everything outside a initial. So I'm going to use G. That's G for Greg. So going through that sheet we did the other day, it's called task 1. You're going to use the text tool to type your first initials. So we're going to, first of all, we're going to open a new document. So File, New, okay, and just okay. It should be on A4 like you did before. And we're going to get the text tool, which is this tool here. Okay, and we're going to type in a G for Greg. Okay, so it's a little bit small at the moment. If you have a look at the instructions, it says to choose a different font from the drop-down box and make your letter really large. Thick fonts work better for this task. Okay, so a couple of ways you can do that. You can highlight it and you can up the font like this. Okay, just up here until you got it up to what you want. Another way you can do it is you can use the selection tool. So use this little black arrow over here to make it bigger. Okay, that might be a quicker way to do it. Okay, so notice how it is called a Myriad Pro. It's just a regular font. So what you can do, if you click on the text tool and you highlight it like this, you should be able to, if you click on that character drop-down box, if you drag it, it should cycle through some of the fonts that are available in this Illustrator. So get one you're happy with. Thick ones are really good. There's lots of them. So many. Hang on, let's just pause this for a second. Can I pause? Okay, so I found one that I'm happy with. Okay, so Ravy it's called. Okay, so I'm going to move this just to the middle. Okay, it doesn't matter. Now the second part of this is so this is called a text. It's a font. So you can't actually change it too much. You might be able to make it bold. You can't with this one, but some of them you can. But we want to make it sort of thicker. You could do this. You don't have to do this, but I'm just showing you. So use the selection tool. Make sure the letter is selected. So this is the selection tool up here, this black arrow. If you click on it, it has this box around it. Okay, so that means it's selected. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to expand it so we can edit it. So if you click on Object, which is up the top here, Object, Expand, there it is there. Okay, it'll come up with this box. Just click OK. Don't worry about the details of that, and you'll notice it has all these little handles, these little blue boxes around here now. Okay, so what we can do is it actually lets us change the letter a bit. So what you can do, click this. This is called a direct selection tool. All right, this allows you to change some of the characteristics of whatever you're playing with. Okay, so click on the handles and this will change the curve. You can move things in. So have a play with this. Look, it's not too. The idea behind this is we're just getting used to some of the tools in Illustrator. Okay, you can move these up. Make sure you select it first if you want to move it. You can make it bigger or smaller. I'm not going to play with it too much. Okay, just like that. Anyway, it's a G. So it's editable. Okay, you can't change if you want to. You can't change the letter anymore. Let me just. So what we're going to do now is cut something called a clipping mask. Okay, and we're going to use the scribble. So hopefully you've got both of these two open. All right, so these both need to be open here. So using the selection tool, which is the top one, don't get confused with selection and direct selection, they do different things. Okay, so this will select the whole thing, and the direct selection tool will let you select elements around it. Okay, so click that, it'll put a blue box around it, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy the letter into the other file. Okay, so copy is Control C. Okay, you can cut it as well, but let's leave it there. We'll copy it and we'll come back to it and we can do some other things with it later. Okay, so you've pressed Control C. Now switch over to your Scribble page, and what we're going to do is we're going to use this edit, paste in place. Alright, so place that in there and you'll have a G or whatever your letter is on top of that. Okay, so right, using the selection tool, it says select all items in the Scribble account. Okay, so make sure your selection tool is selected and highlight everything like that. Okay, yeah, so that's all done. Now the next step, so including the letter, the next step is to go Object, Clipping Mask, Make. Okay, Object, Clipping Mask, Make. Alright, and what that does, the clipping mask clips away everything outside and it leaves you with whatever you had in there. Okay, so you've got a personalized initial, in this case a G. Okay, so that's basically it. Save that as a as personalized. I save it in here. I'll have to change this around, but make sure you save it somewhere and call it personalized initial .ai. Okay. If you want to, I think the task is to upload it as a JPEG. Okay, if you want to make this new JPEG, so you'll lose all the layers and vector qualities of this, but it's sometimes you need it in a JPEG file. So to do that, you go File, Export, okay, and it'll give you all these options of what you can save it as. A JPEG is a good option, yeah, so it's universally opened and used everywhere. So personalized initial JPEG, and you export it. Okay, so that's just like a photo. Okay, it loses it will lose, that file will lose all its layers and vector qualities, but so it's like a photo.